looks brilliant, give me more of this. I'm out of control, about to blow, and I've been caught in the undertow. So toxic but I can't get enough. You bury me, bury me. Yeah, you bury me, bury me. You've got me hypnotized, push me out of myself. You've got me hypnotized. I can see, I can hear, going crazy, but the light has got me hypnotized. You've got me hypnotized. Can get you out of my head again. Is it wrong? Is it right? It's like I've won my final war without a fight. I'm out of control, about to blow, and I've been caught in the undertow. So toxic but I can't get enough. You bury me, bury me. I know you bury me, bury me. You've got me hypnotized, push me out of myself. You've got me hypnotized. I can see, I can hear, going crazy, but the light has got me hypnotized. You've got me hypnotized. Can get you out of my head, get you out of my head. Hurricane, a tidal wave. Essence perfect, life looks brilliant, give me more of this. I'm out of control, about to blow, and I've been caught in the undertow. So toxic but I can't get enough. You bury me, bury me. Yeah, you bury me, bury me. You've got me hypnotized, push me out of myself. You've got me hypnotized. I can see, I can hear, going crazy, but the light has got me hypnotized. You've got me hypnotized. Can get you out of my head again. Is it wrong? Is it right? It's like I've won my final war without a fight. I'm out of control, about to blow, and I've been caught in the undertow. So toxic but I can't get enough. You bury me, bury me. I know you bury me, bury me. You've got me hypnotized, push me out of myself. You've got me hypnotized. I can see, I can hear, going crazy, but the light has got me hypnotized. You've got me hypnotized. Can get you out of my head, get you out of my head again.
Please note.
Never gonna stop, never gonna change, never gonna do the things you say. I run my own way to get there. Fools are calling and I don't seem to care. In the air, no more crowd, just the opposite kind of few clouds. So tell me this time is coming, I'm sick of all your lies. Why don't you try to be wise? Now that I need you anyway. I never wanted to be alive, just to feel like I'm fading. And though my heart breaks, I'll beat it down. I've crossed the line just to tell you, don't lead the way, don't leave a stay. Then I try with a child's play.
to hid away. Left me here, unable to find my way. Who killed the plan? Again, I set my sights so high. I dreamed of skies so bright, but life is a changing tide. Let's face it, embrace it. Nothing happens the way I planned it. Unexpected arises. I give it up, baby.
Every time Nyla's face makes me so happy. Welcome to the Honor Ramble. I am your very still ill Auntie Collins. With me once again, the lovely, lovely Melball Collins and the lovely, lovely Kyle K. Sparks. How y'all doing?
Oh man, I am sore. The cold that you had right now, I had the week before. So I've been starting back at the gym.
Oh,
Yeah, I was not prepared. I was not prepared, but I had some amazing wrestling to watch while I was laying on the couch. So I can't complain about that. And I thought we had a pretty decent show tonight. Short.
yeah, I agree.
Very
It was
short.
kind of short. All right.
Yeah.
I want to wear my glasses. I'm already getting
Cute.
eye irritated. Yay.
Oh, no.
So great. Y'all, look at how swollen this part of my face is. It's legendary
gosh,
at this point. But Kyle, how the heck are you?
Doing great. I'm with Melball here. It was a very workman-like show. I guess let's go with that. It was an
Workman?
hour. It was an hour. It was a quick watch. It was relatively decent wrestling. I felt like you could have done a little bit more with it, given that you had so many champions, at least in the vicinity. But I mean, that's been a complaint for going on 100+ episodes now. So
Yeah, we're at 101 now. Well, thanks, Chris Faithful. It's Collins Isis. Collins Isis. I don't know. Hello to Astrid. Hello. Yes, we all do it. Screenshot. Click.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man.
This show definitely. So here's the thing. So I watched it on my phone, and it says like 4 p.m. to, it has a specific time. It said like 5:43. So I was expecting a longer show initially, and then when it ended like right at like 5, I was like, oh. Did they have a buffer? Did they take something out? What do you guys think?
I noticed that as well. I think it's just an odd. I think it's just some odd thing with their timeline. I don't think it really necessarily relates to anything that they've actually uploaded. It could also correlate to when the episode 101 thumbnail actually populates on the homepage of Honor Club. Maybe that's it. I don't know.
There was no thumbnail when I clicked on it either. It just said watch ROH or something. At least
that's
for me.
Live feed, if you want to call it that.
Yeah. It's weird. It was weird.
Personally, that's another thing that I would like for them to do. They have this whole frigging library. I wonder if that's a thing that you could do, is just keep that feed active, and whenever you're not cycling through the show, just have it playing a random event.
That would be great.
So you could tune in. You wouldn't know what you'd be getting. You could be getting something from the Sinclair era. You could be getting something from year one. You wouldn't know.
Tell surprise.
That would be really special, I think. I would really like that. But we are still in the Cleveland, Ohio matches, streams, area, tape. I don't know. But you can tell by the specific venue, which I think is really, really intimate. And I definitely think that it made this show feel very old school for me. But it's Thursday. So before we dive in, are y'all watching? I'm watching the Royal Rumble. Are you guys watching that this weekend? I know it's a different promotion. But are you guys watching that this weekend?
I'm actually hosting a house party, watch party for the Horde. So like Andre and the Horde are going to be joining us to watch that.
The Horde?
Yeah.
Y'all call yourself the Horde?
We are a plenty. There is a great many of us. In any combination, there will be anywhere from 6 to like 18 of us gathered for wrestling. So yeah, got I think probably about 10 people coming over for festivities on Saturday. It's gonna be fun.
What about you,
Especially because
Kyle?
I don't know a lot of WWE people.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just like AEW, I don't watch a lot of North American stuff. I watch the pay-per-views, like the big shows, the special ones. So, like,
Oh.
when I saw WWE live here in September,
Mhm.
the only thing that came out of my mouth was, "Who's this? Who this? Who this?" Like, my friends were probably so annoyed with me by the end of the night, but man, it was a good show. I just had no idea who they were.
I'm also
Oh.
seeing people having fun in Indy, making me wish I was there. Kyle, are you watching it with a group with your fam?
Probably. I have a weakness for the Royal Rumble. It's one of my favorite events. Indianapolis is only about a 4 or 5 hour drive for me. So if it was a different circumstance, I might have been tempted to go try and cover it for Body Slam, but the timing wasn't good for me. The money wasn't good for me, and so we'll probably check it out. I'm excited to see Kevin Owens, formerly ROH's Kevin Steen, former ROH World Champion, in a featured match against Cody, another former ROH World Champion.
That's so strange because they're completely different iterations of Ring of Honor to me. But
yes,
very much so. Very much so.
Well, I mention this because I want to plug our post show here on our local establishment. So right after the Royal Rumble, you can come join Bobby, Ella, Jose, and Mark, and they'll be breaking down post show right after the Royal Rumble. I'm excited. I think the Royal Rumble is probably my favorite pay-per-view. If I actually watch a WWE pay-per-view, that's most likely the one that I will be tuning into. It is interesting though, because with how often they change their entrance themes, am I going to be able to hear the entrance theme and go Shayna Baszler or Liv Morgan or Cora Jade or,
I am not.
I'm so far removed. But it'll be fun nonetheless. So you'll want to check that out and tune in here. Keep your social medias on. Remember, you can like, share, and subscribe this video. Turn on that notification bell so then you can know where and when we go live. So, sorry, I needed to plug all of that. I won't be on that post show. I will be hosting my niece who will be in town. So my niece gets to hang out, and I told her, I was like, we're watching the Royal Rumble. You want to come over this weekend? We're watching the Royal Rumble. And she said, I am so excited to watch wrestling. So
fun auntie shit.
Yeah, fun auntie shit. We're very same. My sister and I, my sister is type A, I'm a type B person. She had a type B child that is just creative and, exciting. So when we are together, we are same brain. So there's probably one theme in the Women's Rumble that everyone wants to hear. I don't know who that is.
My assumption is that they mean Jordan Grace.
Oh, do you think that they're going to keep her sirens?
Oh, okay.
Weeboo.
Oh, that one was
light it up,
thinking.
light it. All right, yeah. But we'll see. It'll be a fun time. So be sure to join us for our post show. Sorry, I was trying to organically get that over. So I'm excited. But there are themes that I do know, and they are in Ring of Honor. So let's jump right in. We start our show with the Aaron Solo, who I am not a fan of, but has been growing on me, versus Sammy Guevara. I have thoughts because it bothers me when a tag team, a tag wrestler has a singles match when there didn't need to be, but neither here nor there. Let's start with Melball. Melball, what did you think of this opening match?
Yeah, I have the opposite problem. I'm not a Sammy fan.
Ah,
but I also know that Solo, he's been a heel a hot minute and kind of antagonizing the crowd, which I gotta respect that hustle. This felt to me like just a really great high fly, high speed, almost lucha-esque kind of match, which I expect from Sammy, and I also sort of expect from Solo. What I was getting annoyed with was the Wrestle Dynasty on commentary thing. I was like, yeah, we get it. He had a month off. Shut the back up about it.
yeah.
But overall, even though I'm not a big fan of Sammy, I actually felt that this match was very, very solid for both of them overall. Solo, has he always worn the trunks? I feel like he's been in tights before.
He's been in tights before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I like the trunks. They're a good look on him for his body type. Yeah.
I don't know if I would. I prefer him in the tights, especially. I think the tights look better on like smaller framed individuals.
That's
when
fair.
they're doing
That's
that.
fair.
So,
That's fair.
but that's just me, Auntie. But in the year of our Lord, 2025,
In the year we need more leg is what we need.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, I've been pretty lukewarm on the whole Sons of Texas concept. Truth be told, like I don't mind Sammy per se. I feel like they've kind of run their course as ROH tag champions, especially when you have several arguably better, more well-qualified teams with a longer connection to ROH that are just sitting in the wings, spinning their wheels.
Yeah.
But Sammy's presentation in ROH has really been a breath of fresh air for me. I think it's worked for him. I think it's sort of helped to refresh him because he has been so inextricably linked with Chris Jericho forever that just letting him be his own person for a while has done a significant amount of good for him. Solo, I know you're not a huge fan, but I genuinely feel like with the right build and a little bit of heat up, he could very easily be a solid TV title level contender, and there's no reason really not to per se. I'm not sure that you put the TV title on him anytime soon, but there's no reason to think that he shouldn't just be a glorified enhancement talent either.
Well, I mean, I do have to say Aaron Solo getting a little bit of personality a couple months ago, during the the Texas tapings, even before that, getting some sort of personality, and then he left. I had heard through my sources that they were he was either working an injury or working through an injury, but I don't know, it was kind of weird to kind of see him not on there, but he's kind of this like dickish dick for no reason, which Sammy Guevara has always been for me, is the dickest dick for no reason, just be a dick. It's probably because I used to watch Sammy Guevara's vlogs all the time back in the day when everybody had a freaking vlog, and that's kind of how you got backstage content, which if AEW was smart, they would bring back weekly vlogs. Just hire someone to do a weekly vlog going backstage, getting backstage stuff. Who cares if the Easter egg finders are like, oh, look, that's a blue hole, but who cares? We want to see that kind of content because it performs well. Anyways, But I think sticking with that sort of same dickish, the new dickish heel on the block with the seasoned dickish heel on the block. How many times can I say dickish?
The
We're
new
going
kids
for the
on
record.
block reference. I love it.
But Aaron Solo rejecting the code of honor, right straight the gate. Hello.
No, I can't with that. Like they referenced Christopher Daniels being the first one to truly reject the code of honor, and that was a point where it was a huge flipping deal that he had done so. And there were at least 3 of the 7 matches that were on tonight's show where the heel rejected the code. Like it doesn't have any impact anymore if you do that. It's not just it shouldn't just be a cheap heat thing, because at that point it's not even accomplishing that. Heels could still follow the code of honor, behave in more of a rudo fashion in the match itself, and maybe be sarcastic about shaking the hand afterwards. But like, if you're gonna make the code of honor be a thing, make it be a thing.
Well, we know how Ring of Honor does something to make it feel like a thing. You just punch it into the ground and piss me off. That's what it is. I'm sorry, my brain. I do think that this match was a hair too long for your opening contest. But I mean, they were a little bit inside the ring, a little bit outside of the ring. But it did look really great when Aaron Solo did climb to the top of the rope with a double stomp. That was great. However, he's no match for the GTH. And then Sammy Guevara gets that pin. Do you have the time on this match? The official time there, Kyle?
I had it at 6:40.
6:40? Why did it feel like 12 minutes to me?
I was going to say it definitely felt longer. It dragged a little bit. It lost me a little in the middle and picked back up on the apron or whatever that entranceway is.
Listen, I will be... that's the most time the word dick has been used in any review here. Woohoo, new record. Listen, put that on a plaque. I'll put it on my wall for sure.
Just wait until Auntie starts reviewing New Japan and we get some Dick Togo action. I was gonna say,
with the dick to dick contact, yeah.
I love a good dick to dick contact. Well, we do go into a match that I was really excited about when I heard that this was going to be a match. Queen Amanada versus Allison Kay, the returning Allison Kay. I think commentary was just talking about how Queen Amanada is like 12-0 or 13-0 or whatever, or leading into this, which wouldn't know because she hasn't been really on television that much, and she's been losing on AEW. But I don't know. Is this?
Yeah, they did specify that it was on ROH TV on Honor Club. She obviously has the losses on pay-per-view to Billy Starks and Athena, but yeah, on regular TV, she's apparently undefeated.
Which makes me think she should be fighting Red Velvet tonight, not Layla Gray.
Certainly not based on what we saw last week, that's for sure.
And if we're talking sequential, right? So Collision was this Saturday. Really great Collision. If you want to watch a really great Collision, and everybody was pissed because it was great, was a 4-way eliminator. And she looked stunning in that 4-way eliminator with Deonna Purrazzo, Serena Deeb, Yuka Sakazaki. It was a really great match. So knowing that she's back, she's ready to do business. I'm just ready for her to get a title at this point. She needs to be rewarded for all these great matches.
Yeah. This was episode 101. She was on episode 98 with a win over Rachel Ellering, and episode 95 with a win over Lady Frost. So she's been on now 3 of the last 6 episodes.
Pretty great. I'm into it.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle, tell me about your thoughts about this match.
I was there was a lot of ass-based offense at first in this match.
Ass-based? Ass-based.
There was
In New Japan, we call it a funky weapon.
yes.
What?
I do not want to disrespect Taguchi-san.
I mean,
Oh my
she
But yeah,
certainly has
Aminata-
more booty than he does, though, right?
Well, fair. But yeah, Aminata started rubbing hers in Allison Kay's face for one reason. Kay tried to respond in kind, tit for tat, and
Yeah.
and Aminata responded with a bite. So that was a choice. That was a thing that happened. No, this was some fun stuff because Allison is such a great performer. She's so experienced. Has been all around the world. Has been a standard bearer for North American women's wrestling forever.
Mm-hmm.
Has enough power to hold up that end, but is just agile enough that she's just a very, very versatile talent. But Aminata's power I feel like is a little underrated given her frame. Like she strikes with a capacity that you wouldn't necessarily expect. In a way, almost like watching Zack Sabre Jr. strike. You look at his build and you don't think he's going to bring strikes as hard as he does.
That's pretty fair. Yeah.
Aminata is able to do that as well. She nearly took Allison's head off with that running knee in the ropes. Like, oh my. Like, that was one of those audible gasps watching that match. Oh my.
I frequently do that with Queen Aminata. Oh.
But yeah, she finishes with that headbutt as Ian and Caprice talk about how she is probably a contender for just about any title she wants. She has multiple ways to finish people off. And yeah, like we're building to something for Queen Aminata, and I'm on board.
Yeah. Melball, what did you think?
I also was very excited when I saw that this was a match because I was like, I have seen Queen Aminata quite a bit. I follow her on her socials. We got to see her live here for a Top Talent show last year, which was really cool, and on her birthday, which was super special.
Oh.
But yeah, and then I've also been pretty privy to Allison Kay because she had that little, is it Marty Bell? Her and Marty
Yes.
Bell are the little, and then Mia Yim was also involved in something at some point, wasn't she, with them? Yeah, back in the day, the
That
Dollhouse
sounds
thing.
something. Yeah.
Yeah,
That sounds right.
I kind of started to know her through that, and then kind of kept up with her through her socials on that. The beginning felt like, when there's two people who are very experienced, but they haven't messed with each other personally before, and there's that little bit of awkwardness before they hit that stride and just take off running. That's how it kind of felt at the beginning. It was like they were almost feeling each other out fully before they launched fully into the rest of the match.
Yeah.
I appreciated it though, because it showed that kind of progress and build within the match. And then as Kyle was mentioning, it was a lot of butt stuff at the beginning of this.
Butt stuff.
There was a lot of butt stuff. Yeah,
Well,
we're going that route.
Well, to be fair, first match was with the dicks, and now second match is with
Yeah, it was a trend.
Dicks and butts. That's what we are.
The double overhanded Mexican style chops that Aminata does, oh my god, are those clappy. So loud. Those rival some knife edge chops that I've heard Will Ospreay do. Oh my god. I loved it. But there's also a pump kick that Kay did that just, oof, so good. Again, another moment where it looked like she took her head off. I felt that this was a really fun back and forth match. And again, like Aminata, both these women came out looking super, super strong in this. But Aminata is just on a roll. And as you mentioned, Auntie, I am very surprised that that Layla Gray was offered an opportunity before Aminata at Red Velvet's title.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I think that Amanada being shown on AEW as well as Ring of Honor proper, I think is a sign that I think that Tony Khan believes in what she's doing, believes that she can carry a match, believes that, she can take those losses. But man, I wish that she wasn't taking those losses. Obviously, on Ring of Honor, she is winning. We now have kind of a reverse Brandon Cutler situation where she is now a mainstay attraction for Ring of Honor. But isn't that funny that a undefeated streak on Ring of Honor television is the reverse Brandon Cutler? Anyways, if you get it, you get it. But I agree with all the sentiments you guys said. I'm sorry. But Queen Aminata for the win right here, knocking her the heck out. I truly thought that Allison Kay got knocked the hell out. But here's the thing. I think that Allison Kay will claw her way back, and we'll see another match like this. That would be awesome. So, all right. We are very promo light episode here because it just seems like we are flowing from one match to the next. And this is the match that I think was worth watching the episode for. We have a proving ground match of your Ring of Honor World Television Champion Commander versus Lee Johnson in a proving ground match, which you know how much I love. This match was really freaking good. If there was a way to just skip everything else and just watch this match, it was great because guess what? We get a time limit draw. We go the full 10 minutes. And it is just Lee Johnson showing exactly why he's been on this brand, why he's been putting in the time, why he's been putting in the effort. But here is Commander, who does not deliver a bad match. There is no such thing as a bad Commander match. He does all the things with the rope, with the flips, and they both respond to each other in such a, I don't want to say respectful way, but it's like they respect the art for the space that they have for each other. There were a couple shots on the outside next to the barricade that I wanted to mention that looked really, really good. Even outside the ring, it seemed to be really such a well buttoned up match. But I'm going to stop talking so that I can cough. Melball, what did you think of the match?
I had a great time with this match. As you said, this is a match that it kind of brought me, I was watching, but I was also doing other things. This was the match was I can't do other things. I have to watch what's going on. Very, very smart of Johnson kind of targeting those ribs of Commander throughout this. Because Commander, obviously Lucha guy, he relies heavily on his kind of aerials, and there's a lot of twisty bits in there. But then on top of that, as they were saying on commentary, the breathing aspect, where every breath becomes, just labor. To someone who has put out ribs before, it's unpleasant. It's not fun to deal with. And then having them essentially forcefully put back into place by Lee Johnson throughout this match. Yikes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had such a great time with this match. I also really appreciate the ending. Not just for the time limit draw, but for how the time limit draw came about with, is it Nduka?
Yeah,
EJ
Nduka.
Nduka pulling Johnson outside of the ring to allow that kind of countdown to kind of play out there. Super, super smart. Helping his boy out. But that also sets up for so many other possibilities in the future. Because now it's on paper, Johnson just gets a title match with Commander. But further down the road in a few months, could we see some animosity maybe after Johnson has won this? Maybe Nduka comes back and is like, I I helped you win that. Maybe I deserve a shot. Like, we could see so many
Ooh.
potentials coming out of here that I'm excited for, because they could go any which way or they could go no way.
Mm-hmm. Kyle, what did you think?
This was great stuff. I echo a lot of what Melball said. This was really fantastic, start to finish. I'm gonna have a take that I'm not sure you're gonna like, Auntie, in that
Oh no.
I actually liked that this was a proving ground match.
Oh.
Because if you'll recall, because they've been trying to establish Lee J as a thing, Lee
Mhm.
Johnson has been working in almost exclusively tag matches for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
So it stands to reason that he should justify his re-entry and presence in this singles title contention, and therefore earn his way back in.
Okay, go on. Go on.
That being said, again, Lee Johnson did not shake the hand following the code of honor. That was the second time in 3 matches. So this is just a thing that we're doing now.
Yeah. I guess
I did like that he pushed the match to the outside, because it has two advantages. One, it allows you to do excess damage to your opponent out there, which gives you an advantage in the ring. And 2, the match is unlikely to end out there, meaning because Commander is wrestling Lee Johnson as well as the time limit, anything you can do to stretch that is going to be to your advantage. What's also fun coming out of this now is Commander has wrestled in 2 proving ground matches as World Television Champion. Both times he has been stretched to the time limit. So we've had champions like Athena, for instance, who's had proving ground match after proving ground match after proving ground match, and has wiped the floor with all of them in most cases in 5 minutes or less. Commander's now 0 for 2. And that's going to be an interesting thing to see where that continues to go.
Because, yeah, he was chasing that title for a bit, wasn't he?
He has. He's been off and on around the title picture for a while. He's been in multiple survival of the fittest matches, which we can deal with that later. My annoyance with them overusing the survival of the fittest concept. But I have that issue with a lot of the match types that they use.
Yeah. You know how I feel about a 4-corner survival match.
But yes, the finish was very well executed. EJ and Duca pulling out Johnson. If I want to be nitpicky, I had the bell for the time limit at 9:54. But at that point, he was clearly already on the outside of the ring. He wasn't getting thrown back in and pinned in 6 seconds. It's fine. Call it good. But I had it at 9:54.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Imagine a 10-minute time limit draw did not go a full 10 minutes. We're going to be hearing about it for years now.
In the world of professional wrestling, where everything is always on the up and up, I am shocked and appalled.
Oh, well, Lee Johnson is going to get his title shot. We go right into, speaking of Brandon Cutler versus Serpentico, which I just have to, I'm so sorry to do this.
Oh yeah, no, this isn't a picture. This is a video.
Just for Nyla. So Nyla, thank you for the evergreen video. I think I'm going to use that every time. Sorry. But this match, I couldn't. It's like watching your 2 bottom feeders, fight it out, right? It's like watching those kids do Beyblade, and like 2 of the Beyblades are already like beaten down, and then you watch them duke it out.
Beyblade
That
is
is the
very after
best.
my time. I have no idea.
You
what
didn't
that
know
is.
about Beyblade? You got a little guy. You got a little guy, and you got a little zipper, and you just zip it through, and then it goes into this little pit, and then they battle it out because they're zippy. They're just.
Have we not talked about how old I am?
That's what they did against each other, and then you fight to
It
see
was-
which one stopped.
it was-
doing the.
It was
Sometimes
too
it's
young for
spark.
me, and it was too old. It was too young for me, and it was too old for my kids. So it fell right in the gap.
Wow.
I feel so old.
Do you know about Beyblades? You know about Beyblades.
Yeah. I was around for their creation.
I loved a Beyblade. I got my
I
Beyblade
played with
confiscated.
Pogs. You could have even made a Pog reference. I would have
I don't know
understood
what a
it.
Pog is. Pog is
Oh
a
my
drink.
God. See, I'm old.
Pog is a drink here.
They're the little cardboard diddly doos. So you throw them.
I'm sorry,
Oh.
what? Cardboard
Remember Alf?
diddly
He's back in
doos?
Pog form.
A Pog master? Listen.
Yeah, and you
listen.
could get metal ones. They were called slammers. You would shoot them at the pile, and
Yeah.
depending
They're,
on
they're
where
basically they're basically little cardboard circles.
How do you know that? Not Beyblade. That literally came out.
Melball, you are the bridge that gaps me and Kyle. Oh,
Because I was like 18 when they came out here in the United States. I just looked it up. I was not playing with stuff like that when I was 18.
Oh, the boys here were very different.
sorry, I'm okay. So they're just like little cardboard circles.
Yeah,
How do you
Basically,
win?
it was a whole thing.
How do you win?
You'd have the slammer. You have to throw it on the pile of them, and depending on where they flipped and how they flipped would depend on how
Yeah.
you won them.
the goal is to throw the slammer down and flip a bunch of them over as they like all explode up in the air.
What?
Yeah.
Pog is the word. Pog is the game. Everybody knows it'll drive you insane. I feel insane right now. I use pictures of wrestlers from WWF magazine to make my own wrestling pogs. That's hilarious.
You know, if you get those like can Funkos, like the Pops, there's usually a Pog in there with them,
Oh.
like a little cardboard thing.
Well, Beyblades came out in 1999, and that's the peak of me being in elementary school, which that's
Well-
what we did. That's what we traded.
Yeah, Pogs were a thing from the early 90s when I was in elementary school.
This
So yeah.
is why I love multi-generational podcasting. This is so great. I feel sad that I don't know what these are. This is crazy. I'm gonna have to do a deep dive when I'm.
You're
when I have
not
time.
missing. Genuinely, you're not missing much.
I feel like it's gonna become a new hyperfixation. Move over wrestling. New hyperfixation coming right through. Hello.
Until you'll start selling them.
I don't even know what to say about this match. This Cutler and Serpentico match.
Hey, this was a grudge match for the ages.
Ages? Who's aged?
Age
gonna
5
say
to
me.
7.
Age 5 to 7? Perfect for this kind of. They were banned from schools due to gambling. No wonder I never used them.
Yeah, the idea was that the ones that you flipped you got to keep or something like that. So you were all hesitant to which ones you actually played with because you didn't want to lose them.
Yes. There were as many of fisticuffs in the schoolyard because of Pogs.
Oh my god. you own a lot of other people's pogs. I feel like that wouldn't go down now. Like that definitely would not be a thing that would be happening here in the now.
Oh my gosh.
Don't underestimate Bobby, the Elder Lord. He's got skills.
Oh man,
He's got skills.
Anytime there was a. Go ahead.
But I'm going to be good and try to get us back on track because I know Auntie doesn't want to be here all night.
yeah.
They're not feeling well. So
can you tell?
this was a rematch from their bout on AEW Dark Elevation from October of 2022. It was of course a ridiculous comedy match then. It was more or less a ridiculous comedy match here as well. Cutler, I had Cutler was last seen on ROH in a loss to Rocky Romero on episode 87 in October of last year. And yeah, it was a perfectly fine little exhibition match with a few comedy elements here and there. Cutler, I have in my notes, Cutler walks up the ropes with great agility, comes off the top rope attempting a crossbody. It was gorgeous. The only problem is that Serpentico was about 5 feet away at the time from where he landed.
Insane.
Yeah.
Why? Yeah. Well,
Serpentico hits his chop. The crowd loves it. He unzips the windbreaker, chops him again, lays down on the mat next to Brandon to mimic his writhing in pain. Just lots of silliness, and then Cutler Cutler breaks out like a leaping tornado DDT, a nice flying head scissor, a pump handle slam, and it's like, oh right, for all the comedy and nonsense, he's a pretty darn solid wrestler.
yeah. I mean, that's the thing that's in disguise about Brandon Cutler is he really is a great wrestler. There's a reason why he hangs out with the Young Bucks. He hangs out with the rest of the Elite. I mean,
hey, I thought the briefly run team with Colt Cabana had a lot of promise for that exact same reason.
Oh, that it was such a short-lived team. Did Colt Cabana? Is he retired? Is he still wrestling? I don't.
I'm not certain that he's officially retired, but it might be one of those kind of soft retirements, if you want to call it that. That you could argue that Chris Hero is kind of on right now, where if the right circumstance shows up, maybe he wrestles, but if not, he's perfectly happy doing his thing.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's fair. Well, Serpentico gets the win on Brandon Cutler, and
anything on this, Melball?
Oh, I only had 2 notes. I enjoyed this match a lot more than I expected I would, because I didn't know who Brandon Cutler was. I didn't recognize him when he first came out. I was like, who's this dick, and why is he coming out to the Being Elite song? And then they're like, oh, yeah. And I'm like, oh, he's the guy who was in the neck brace for a while. Oh, okay. I get it. My second note was, why didn't he take the jacket off sooner? Guy's jacked. That was all. That was all I got.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay.
Simple.
Again, promo list. We don't have any segues, nothing. We just go into a classic match of the TV champion at the time, Samoa Joe versus Tony Deppen. This is episode 2 of the Tony Khan era of Ring of Honor. I don't know if I have much to say about this. It's just, this is not a classic match. Again.
It felt stiff. You felt like it flowed really good, but there was a certain rigidness about this match that I was just like, this just feels weird. I've seen Samoa Joe wrestle so much. This felt a little out of character. I don't know.
I mean, Samoa Joe was beating the piss out of Tony Deppen, who Tony Deppen, to his regard, can take he makes anyone look good. I just don't know why are we showing this episode? Are we really wanting people to go back to watch episode 2 of the Tony Khan era? Is that the point of this? Do you know what I mean? Like, is this the point of these classic episodes, to be like, oh, look at this long history? Did we run out of actual classic episodes?
Yeah. Like, I would feel this would be an opportunity to show some of their like old stuff, or even just have not that and have another match with people.
Yeah.
Especially considering the fact that the ROH TV title goes back to 2010. Like, you have a significant history there.
15 years!
And I understand that you can't show the first TV title match, I don't think, because that's probably still held up in weird rights disputes with whoever owns the rights to the ROH on HDNet stuff.
Yeah, because that stuff isn't on Honor Club yet.
Because otherwise, you had an absolutely fantastic Eddie Edwards versus Davey Richards match in a tournament final to crown the first TV champion. But you had a whole bunch of guys who are still very active in your promotion that you easily could have done something fantastic with. Roderick Strong is a former TV champion. Christopher Daniels, who just retired, is a former TV champion. You could have run any one of his TV title defenses. Jay Lethal, Adam Cole, Matt Taven. I don't think Kyle O'Reilly ever held it. Bobby Fish did. I don't believe Kyle ever did. But point being, you have a whole bunch of these potential matches.
Ospreay, Kushida.
Yes, Will Ospreay did briefly hold the TV title before losing it to, I want to say he lost to Marty Scurll.
He did lose it to Marty Scurll. He held it for a really long time, didn't he?
Who's that? Ospreay?
No, Marty Scurll. Because I remember that Marty held it for a while.
Scurll, I feel like he did.
Punishment Martinez.
Ospreay's reign only lasted about 2 weeks.
Yeah. I mean,
I think you could have.
Hell, Shane Taylor is a former television champion.
Yes.
Why are we not? I mean, that even just goes back to 2019, but still, like.
Well,
hello?
and you had
Timothy.
And you had, well, and in the post match segment here, where you had Daniel Garcia and the Undisputed Kingdom chasing off STP, you've got Shane Taylor there, former TV champion. You've got Roderick Strong there. You've got Adam Cole there. You've got plenty of material to work with there. But that said, once again, I miss the Universal tapings. They looked good. The crowd was into it, and it captured the intimate feel of classic ROH in a way that they really have struggled to do since.
I agree, because I here's the thing. I understand that it is an additional cost, right? It's an additional cost to have specific tapings, go for a couple days in the same area, film things maybe out of sequence, whatever. But here's the thing. Your crowd is specifically there to watch Ring of Honor. So they have to be Ring of Honor fans. These crowds, I mean, some of the Cleveland tapings, some of them look tired. They were tired.
A lot of empty seats, too. It struggled with it tremendously.
And that was something that I was going to mention even during the main event, because I don't know when that they had the main event match, but it was purposely darkened in that arena, and it just looked a little too empty and like nobody cares. And I don't want people to not care about the things that I care about. So I don't know. Can we just take over Ring of Honor already?
We'll do better, Tony. We'll do better than you. It's not hard.
Right?
Or solo. You've said it solo. I think I might trip on it just going for a step.
Yeah, that
We
would be
can do
great.
it. Well, I
We
would
could do
trust
it.
you guys more than me. I'd just be sitting here going, I'm a part of something.
I'm a part of something.
I'm here.
Yay! Listen, that's more than Tony Khan can say about more things, because people just show up at his establishment and they get paid. That's
That said, yeah,
That's the dream, isn't it?
yeah. That said, I do want to say that I enjoyed this match though for what it was. I like Tony Deppen. I would love to see him around Ring of Honor more. Super talented guy, super underrated guy. That said, if we want to talk about where ROH is 2 years later after this episode aired, or close to 2 years later after this episode aired, also on this episode 2 of ROH on Honor Club, we also had Wheeler Yuta defending the Pure title against Timothy Thatcher. And we had Athena defending the Women's World title against Willow Nightingale.
And we got
And
this.
Samoa Joe with a TV title defense. And we've got this.
Tony's booking
I feel
reminds me of
disappointed
kids
now.
filling in ad libs. Gosh, ad libs, those were fun.
Yeah, I understand
Mad-Lib?
that reference.
Is it ad libs or Mad Libs? Mad Libs,
I mean,
right?
It was Mad Libs.
Yeah, it's Mad Libs.
Sure. Maybe.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Well, we do have a
With that.
backstage segment here, by the way.
Yeah.
Yay! First backstage segment. The infantry. They're back on our screens. They're not in our wrestling ring, but they're back on our screens. And they've put the company on notice, and they will be double stomping everyone and anyone, and you and me and everyone in between. And that was really about it. Just kind of short, kind of sweet.
And ROH now stands for Run or Hide.
Oh,
Very clever.
people underestimate how good I am at hiding. Y'all won't
What?
ever believe me.
What do
Be
you
like up in the top
mean?
rafters, just watching you walk underneath me.
What do you mean?
He said run or hide. I'm taking the hide option. A girl can't do cardio very good. Don't let the muscles fool you. These are glamour muscles. They just look pretty. They're not functional, except for holding my...
You're saying not functional muscles. Okay.
Oh, no, they're pretty. They're just meant to be looked at and admired. I'm not running. My cardio is trash. I just see champion right here. Y'all are not going to catch me. I love this promo, though. I have been loving promos because here, I don't get a lot of them from like some of the local people, but like this was great. The conviction that these guys spoke with and how they were playing off of each other, I was so intimidated. Immediately my shoulders went up into my ears. I was like, oh, I'm scared. And that's the purpose. That's the point. You want these guys talking in a manner that you believe that they believe their own hype. Those are scary people to be involved with, is someone who believes in their own hype. So yeah, I love this. I live for this. I saw this and I was like, yes, finally. I was very happy.
Yeah. Finally.
Well, just more proof. Give Shane Taylor Promotions everything. Give them all the things.
All of it. All of the gold. All of this. Yes. Okay, I had
All
a
of
moment
it.
of lapse there where I thought Layla was part of them, and they were no, she's a part of the other group.
No, she's a part of
we're
the
good.
No,
all of it.
but Trisha Dora is, and we need some more attention on Trisha Dora too.
Yes,
Absolutely.
100%. 100%. I agree.
Absolutely. For display only, your moose glaze. Well, for display only, we have Blake Christian versus Evil Uno. Was that a good segue? You like that? Good.
No. I heard you mispronounce mussels as moose glaze.
Yeah.
And I heard moose glaze.
Moose glaze. Moose glaze.
I heard it as two separate words.
Oh! Moose glaze. Moose glaze. Yeah, fake muscles, Mr. Blake Christian, who could probably give me a knuckle sandwich. I saw
Vanilla
that
baby.
I saw that this match was going to happen, and I was like, great. I'm not a Dark Order hater. I'm just not. What are we doing with them? Are they going to be like the next on the chopping block here? Block. Chopping block. Why can't I say it? Nose. Chopping block. I'm losing here.
Chopping cube.
Chopping cube. Thank you. I'm losing right now in the way that I'm speaking. I don't remember the last time anyone in the Dark Order has won a match, which I'm sure if I went to a cage match, they probably won a match 2 weeks ago. I don't care. I don't care about them. Remember when we used to care about the Dark Order? Remember when, they were going for tag titles and supporting Hangman? I don't care about them. They're dwindling.
I continue to wonder. I think they're settling into being baby faces again in ROH, which, okay, that's fine. But there was a point, and it still kind of floats up every now and again, where you're still not entirely sure what their alignment is supposed to be. And that's never a good place to start.
Agreed. Because I don't think any of them know. What?
But that said, Evil Uno has always been a solid hand in ring. Even going back to the Super Smash Brothers.
That's that first
anyone who actually
was that.
Do people still remember the Super Smash Brothers? Was that does anyone do we remember that? Am I just
was that still
really dating myself?
No. Was that still all in the first All In, or was that? Because I remember they came out with their muddy buddy masks.
Melball! I genuinely am struggling to remember at this point, but yeah, they had a whole Nintendo theme that obviously was not going to be able to make it if they were ever going to be on national TV anywhere. But it did allow all sorts of wacky shenanigans in companies like Chikara, where if somebody were to press the pause button on the controller on the side of Uno's gear, he would freeze.
Mm-hmm.
Little
BBT
silly
does stuff like that too. Yeah.
That said, I mean, this was fun. It was perfectly acceptable wrestling, as we say. There wasn't anything actively bad about it. There wasn't anything super memorable about it. It was a solid match.
Here you go.
Evil Uno got to. Hey,
Whoa.
There we go.
You're welcome.
Love it. Evil Uno got to show off a little bit of power and do some fun things. Blake Christian got to be a smarmy dickhead.
Can I pet that dog?
Yeah. No. Not this kind of dog. No. Oh, why I said here, I'll show you why I said I'll show you in just 2 seconds, because this matters to me. Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
Oh. The debut of Dark
The
Order.
putties.
Yeah, they
Yes,
look
I
like the
remember the
putties.
That was not even remotely what I was thinking of. I'm sorry, I didn't go there at all.
What did you think I was doing?
You do a lot of things that I don't understand, but that's okay. I love you anyway.
Oh my god, that's shade. Where's my Jose sound button. The shade, y'all. Okay. Well,
Oh my
see,
god.
here's the thing with Evil Uno is that we know that Evil Uno is a great wrestler. Do I think that he's going to be a champion? No. I don't think he's going to be a champion anytime soon. If they get the act together, maybe they'll be tag champions sometime, but not in this era. Blake Christian, if he plays his cards right, could be the television champion. Maybe the Pure Rules champion. Do I see him as a heavyweight champion? No, I don't think I do. He would have to really get over a little bit more. But his whole thing right now is being another dickish heel. But he is Vanilla Baby, right? He's taken this personality, whatever it is, and kind of run with it. And I think that it is getting over with the crowd. And I think that Evil Uno once was over with the crowd like this in a different way. But it was really weird for me while watching this match. And again, at this time, I was finishing up stuff at work. I was getting the dog's stuff together, but I'm watching it and I'm going, this is just so weird for me because it doesn't feel like the trajectory that I saw Evil Uno and the Dark Order going even just 2 years ago. And I didn't see Blake Christian at this trajectory 2 years ago watching him in GCW. So is a weird match for me, but I think outside of itself it was pretty good. But it was really disheartening seeing Evil Uno trying to put Blake Christian away, knowing that he is obviously like twice the size of him and he just couldn't get a 3 count on him, which like, how hard is it? He's literally like half your size. You should be the veteran. You should know how to do this. And it was just really.
It would be so easy to heat. It would be so easy to heat up Dark Order into like trios champions.
So easy.
Especially because most people have forgotten those belts exist.
Well, they're currently on the shelf with an injury, apparently.
I was gonna say, aren't the Bang Bang Booty Gang the champs for this one?
No, they dropped those to Dustin Rhodes and the Von Erichs.
Yeah, the Von
and I believe Marshall is out with a torn bicep, if I remember correctly. Marshall's out with a bicep injury, and so the titles are just gathering dust.
I mean, the tag divisions are really in shambles right now, aren't they? Because I'm starting to see them struggle over in New Japan, where our trios championships, they just don't freaking matter. I don't even know who holds them. House of Torture is walking around with them, but I don't know if they're actually the champions or not. And like, I don't even
the never 6-man titles.
Yeah, they're walking around with them, but I don't think they actually have them.
Last I knew it was Tanahashi, Bolton Oleg, and
maybe they stole them from Yano.
And I don't was Yano the third? I don't remember. I feel like Tana and Bolton were 2 of the 3, and I can't remember the third. Again, that also speaks to the state of those titles too.
Exactly. It's like we don't even know, and I don't even care to look it up to try to find out. They're just the tag divisions right now. It's almost like a company doesn't have enough people hired to focus on enough things happening in the companies. You know what I mean? Like they're too busy hyper focusing on one thing instead of ensuring that everything else is building at the same amount. And then this thing's like up here and they're like, oh shit, we should have probably brought everything else along with us. Now we're scrambling.
Well,
Sucks.
yeah, this is why I personally would have gotten rid of the ROH 6-man titles or left them unified and call it a day there.
God, they had so many options.
Go ahead, and if you're in AEW, merge the international and the continental championships.
No, they're different.
Merge them and make the Continental Classic every year for a world title shot at Revolution.
No. 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 I don't like that.
the whole thing is already an homage to the G1. Give the same prize too.
No. I just realized that C2 was Continental Classic, by the way, so don't take it away from me. I just realized why we were here, okay?
Although I will say in the interest of giving you some credit and not saying things that you will disagree with, because apparently I'm doing that a lot tonight.
Yeah, rude.
You mentioned Blake Christian as a possible pure champion, and that really intrigued me for a second because going back in the history of that title, the only one who's held the title that you can probably truly call a high flyer was the first champion, AJ Styles. Going back since then, AJ had the belt stripped after going back to TNA when TNA pulled all their talent. But then it wound up on Doug Williams, John Walters, Jay Lethal, Samoa Joe, Nigel McGuinness. Bryan Danielson is technically a pure champion because he won the unification match at Unified in England. Then it goes into Jonathan Gresham, Josh Woods, Katsuyori Shibata. None of these guys are Wheeler Yuta, Daniel Garcia. They can fly, but you wouldn't classify them as high flyers. Blake Christian would probably be the first one to hold that belt since AJ that you could probably fit in that category, and that can make for an interesting dynamic for those types of matches.
I like it. I like it.
But Melball, did you have anything on Blake Christian versus Evil Uno?
I have similar sentiments to you guys. I'm struggling with the Dark Order, and it started when I saw them live because I hadn't seen them in a hot minute, and I went to an AEW show, and they were on one of the dark shows beforehand, and they were doing worser than the enhancement local talent that they were facing, which was odd to me. I will say though, I like Hi Ho Silva only because I like saying his name like that. But also he's like a little dwarf, isn't he? Put a little armor on him, send him in the battle, give him an axe. He's good to go.
Oh my god.
There was one. So you mentioned personality with Christian. What I noticed beforehand, he was definitely one of those ones who didn't have a personality at all. Now that he started figuring out the crowd and he likes the booing, he's really leaning into antagonizing the crowd quite a bit. And I'm pretty sure this was at one point in the match where he was doing something and he turned around and said, "Your mom," to someone in the crowd. He was speaking with the people after the match. Did you see he actually went over to the side, hopped on the barricade, and started rubbing his junk and yelling at somebody and flipping them off in the crowd too? I was like, I love this vanilla baby asshole attitude. It's so becoming, and he's coming into it in a very progressive, natural, organic way that just feels like we're seeing the natural evolution of a person in this business, and I love it. Just to shout out the one thing that he did that impressed me, super duper impressed me, because this whole match was really cool. There was one point where Christian did he was on that outside stage area, and he did the little handspring kick into Uno's face, turned around, and then hit a low pay crossbody on him from the outside into the inside. Super cool combination, and it felt very not planned. It felt like he just kind of went, "Hey, this'll work," and just did it. And it just ended up looking so good. I feel like we're just seeing the beginning of Blake Christian and his future in this business.
Well, I'm here for it.
Yes.
Well, right after this match, we get an announcement that Athena's gonna be back. on Ring of Honor. Yes, our savior of
Finally.
2025 will be back. Yay.
The show has not felt the same without her.
It's true, though. It's true.
The promos do not do justice to the absence.
And it leads right into, which, I don't know. I have a feeling about this, but I love main eventing, women main eventing, Ring of Honor. We have Red Velvet defending her Women's World Television Championship, red strap, love it, versus the undeserving Layla Gray.
To address what you talked about earlier, I kind of held off until now about how Aminata is not getting this shot. Ian Caprice made a point on commentary to point out that it kind of felt like Layla was skipping the line a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like they pointed out, they didn't say that she was undeserving per se, but that, you know, she kind of bullied her way to the front. And while Velvet has been taking shortcuts, she's still very much taking on all comers. And Layla kind of took advantage of it.
Mm-hmm. Did you hear what the commentary said right before they got into this match? They said it's going to take a big effort for Gray to get through the champ. I immediately responded, it's going to take a big effort to get me through this match. Especially if Layla's performance last week is any indication of what I'm going to have to deal with this week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're not wrong, because one of the things that I put on the first part of this match was these two wrestlers immediately locked up, and I immediately felt like I had a laundry list of things to do in my head. Because if you don't know how to lock up, how the hell are you going to wrestle?
Yeah.
How are you just going to sit there in this lockup position forever? Oh my God. The rage.
Auntie has absolutely had it with this show and this match. They are done.
Apparently, Jesus.
Flip the table.
Listen, I'll flip the table and then
to be honest, I didn't mind this match. It was
perfectly
solid. I don't think I know all kinds of praise from me here. Like I don't think anybody walked in thinking Layla Gray was going to be the one to take the title off of Red Velvet. So already you're fighting uphill.
Sure.
So I feel like there was kind of a let it all hang out kind of feeling about it. She went in
ground match, like nothing.
She went in heavy with the strikes early, and it kind of, and you saw it kind of throw Velvet off her game for a bit until Velvet had to take it to the floor to sort of get the advantage and hold on to things for a bit before she could settle herself. Like it's fun to me because even if the matches aren't stellar, you can see Velvet evolving as a champion and doing what needs to be done and figuring out. You can see her sort of processing it in real time in terms of strategy and things like that, which I appreciate. I think that's kind of fun to watch. I'm not sure that you don't put the title on like a Queen Aminata at Supercard of Honor, for instance, but you know, I think this has been solid for her.
She needs more reps. Like getting this title opportunity, she needs more reps. It was not enjoyable to me because that's all I'm thinking about in my brain. And I'm so sorry that I'm not unbiased wrestling connoisseur, but I don't know. I just felt like there were a bunch of mistakes that were happening in the ring. Then they go outside the ring and there was more mistakes. She goes to grab Red Velvet, and I was really confused what was going on. It just felt unprotected when she drove her into the ring apron. It felt like Red Velvet isn't a season enough to kind of be able to guide Layla through this. So it just felt clunky and misshapen and a good first try. But am I going to be Layla Gray's biggest fan? No. I just don't feel like that she has the talent and the things. Like, she looks good. I'm not gonna say, but where like she lacks in like natural skill, Red Velvet is so athletic that it's really hard for them to be evenly matched here. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It was not a match
agree.
for me.
I agree. There was a distinct difference in ability, but I agree that Velvet, despite how great she already is and the progress that I've already seen in 3 shows from her,
Yeah.
she's I don't feel that she's been in it long enough to be able to successfully like help herself as well as Layla through it. She kind of has to focus on a little bit more one thing than the other kind of thing, but that is going to come with her with experience. Just based on the show, this is definitely not what I would have booked it. The Queen Aminata versus Velvet would have been a lot better, and I feel that Layla should have had a quote unquote proving ground without it being a proving ground, because we don't want to use those words.
Yeah.
But it would have been a good proving for her against Allison Kay, because Allison Kay does have that experience. And she could have taught Layla a few things. Whereas I feel like Layla Gray and Red Velvet were like, obviously not evenly matched, but like close but far enough away that there was some kind of issue. That being said, though, I agree also. Layla looks the part. She looks phenomenal when she comes out there. She's got
Right.
the sass, she's got the attitude, she's got everything. It's for me, it's kind of obvious that it's better directed as being the manager of valet of the, is it flight crew? That's what they're called?
Top flight crew.
Flight crew.
Top flight, yeah.
Flight crew, the flying people. Yeah, she's a great talker. She's very good at sassing. She definitely needs a little bit more work before she's getting title opportunities, in my opinion. That being said, I do like Velvet's, there was that one move where she like shoved Layla under the apron, and then like Layla laid on like all fours and stepped up on her to hop back into the thing or onto the apron to do her little pose or taunt or whatever. I thought, again, sassy. I'm very interested also to see how, when I first started watching, when I watched like episode 99, Red Velvet had this attitude, but it wasn't like attitude-ish. You know what I mean? Like, she had this sass about her, but it wasn't like rude. Now we've watched her kind of get progressively more to this part where she's like yelling at the audience members. She's like making faces at them. You could see her taunting people after the match was done. She was like, when people are booing her, she's like, oh, boo. Like, I love the character work. I love that crowd interaction because it gets the crowd pissed off. And if we're not being entertained, we're happy to be pissed off.
I'm always happy to be
I've
pissed
about wrestling fans anyway, right?
Well,
and you're watching a show that sometimes gives you a lot to be pissed off about.
I mean, wrestling.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Well, Red Velvet does get the win. Any other thoughts? Who do we want to see Red Velvet fight next? Queen Aminata?
Yeah.
I think Aminata is probably your money match. I think that's the best thing you can do with the TV title. Velvet has kind of had her moment. She's developed and grown, which you want to do, but it feels a little bit like you're trying to use the title to make the performer rather than the other way around.
Mhm.
So I would
Mhm.
say the experiment's been a success, all things considered, but I think we can safely move on. In the intervening time, I think you want to build to another shot from Layla Hirsch based on what happened at Final Battle.
Mhm.
Do a stipulation match there for Velvet to get more of a reasonably clean win, and do that before you move on. And I would say sometime in the next month or two, put the title on Aminata and let her go out and just kill it every week or every other week with title matches, and just start. You have a really, really deep division in that mid-card women's area around Ring of Honor right now. Take
Mhm.
advantage of it. Oh my
Absolutely.
word! You have so many women you could pull out to turn into fantastic challengers.
100%.
Well, all in all, what is our thoughts of this episode 101?
It was better than 100.
If we're basing it off the scale of 100, I don't know if that's a.
It's Tony Khan low on that one. Tony Khan low bar.
Uh, I had total episode time 1:12:04. Total match time bell to bell 50 minutes and 10 seconds. 69.6%. So nearly 70% of the episode was bell to bell wrestling. That is a ridiculous amount. That is a ridiculous amount of wrestling on the show.
That's a lot.
Average match time I had at 7:10.
It's odd because, like, at no point did one of them feel that long. Some of them felt longer, some of them felt shorter.
I know, isn't that the funny part about
Yeah.
good wrestlers and
Wrestling.
I had it at 6:40, 4:47 for Aminata versus Allison Kay. The 10-minute time limit for Lee and Commander. 6:25 for Serpentico and Brandon Cutler. 5:27 for Joe and Deppen. 8:28 for Blake and Evil Uno. And 8:23 for Red Velvet and Layla Gray.
Yeah.
But those are my numbers. I thought it was a solid episode. I like that they're keeping it close to an hour. Kind of get in, get out, get a couple of things done, move some things forward, and that can be your key to success moving forward. Make impactful things happen in a period of time that doesn't feel like it takes you forever to watch. This doesn't have to be hard. You're making it harder than it needs to be.
And that's the thing. They're making their own shows. Like they're the ones doing the shows. They are booking these shows.
It's got a weather alert. I'm scared.
Yay. Well, next week it seems like business will pick up. We don't have anything that we're necessarily building for yet because we don't have confirmation if there's going to be a pay-per-view during WrestleMania weekend.
Sorry, just full Yano shrug. Just
that's
You gotta get
how I
full
feel.
back face in them.
I can't do it justice.
But next week we'll see Athena, we'll see Red Velvet, we'll see Blake Christian again, we'll see Sammy Guevara again, we'll see Lee Johnson again, and maybe some other returning faces.
Yes, that is kind of our newsy thing coming out of this week was that yes, as Auntie referenced, we were told that there were plans for Supercard of Honor to be in Las Vegas during WrestleMania weekend. And those have been scuttled. So we don't really know when it's happening. We technically don't know if it's happening. We have no reason to believe that it's been pulled off the calendar altogether, but it's kind of in limbo right now. Roughly 2 months or so before the show.
Go
Which
get
is
him, boys.
not that's not ideal. Like 2.5 months.
No.
And that's not ideal.
I love Ring of Honor. I love
And
that
ROH has run Las Vegas before. They ran Sam's Town in Las Vegas for years.
Yeah.
During the late Sinclair era, they ran a whole bunch of anniversary shows there. Glory by Honors there, Death Before. They ran a bunch of stuff there, and I don't know that they were going back there necessarily. But one, it's kind of a fun venue. I think it'd be a good choice for them to run. But
yeah.
Also, it's WrestleMania weekend. ROH has run WrestleMania weekend forever.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Glorious, glorious chaos.
You'll no say. Well, Kyle, where can we find you?
I am at Kyle K. Sparks. Find me 95% of the time on Blue Sky. My Twitter still technically exists, but mostly just so I can participate in group chats because we need that functionality on the other site.
I know. When are they going to do that? Come on.
Find me on Blue Sky at Kyle K. Sparks. You can technically still follow me on Twitter, but I'm never there. Other than that, I'm here on Thursday nights for Honor Ramble. Anything else that I do, I'll be announcing on my socials, so you can be sure to catch me anywhere that I do. I do write for Body Slam periodically. I write my ROH results, and anything else that anyone wants to see me write or research or do as a long form or an oral history or anything like that, let me know. If there's something that you want to see me do, write about, dive into, I love a fun research project. Somebody posted a picture of early Hangman Adam Page today before he was the Hangman, like when he was little baby rookie Adam Page in ROH in like the early 2010s. And it took me down a whole rabbit hole of remembering what Adam Page's early ROH run was like. And I was like, do people want to see me write a oral history on that? Because I probably could.
Yes.
Like, find me on socials at Kyle K. Sparks. If there's anything you want to see me do a video on, write, whatever, let me know, and I will at least consider it.
Thank you for considering it. Collins Melball, where can we find you?
If you're wanting to follow a Melball, you can follow her on the X thing or the Twitter at Collins Melball. You can follow me on everything else: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Mastodon, Blue Sky at Melball Collins. You can also find me on my YouTube channel, Andre and Melball Wrestling Talk, where we talk about New Japan, Stardom, Marigold, Noah, and the local Edmonton, Alberta scene on our Chop Talk show. We can also be found on here, our local establishment, with Auntie on Monday for Women's Classic Wrestling. You can find me here for the Honor Ramble, and you can find me on Fridays, 8 p.m. Mountain Time, for the Japanese Wrestling Update live with Andre 2/3, because he's 2/3. Love that guy. What else? I think that's it. Oh, you can catch me on our YouTube channel where we do our show, Ladies Wrestling Showcase. And that's everything.
I love it. Well, as mentioned, I am your Auntie Collins. You can find me anywhere there is a social media _queer auntie. If there's not an underscore like Blue Sky, just do queer auntie. I'm here Mondays to do Women's Classic Wrestling with my two gals, Astrid and Miss Melball Collins. And then Thursdays I'm here for your Honor Ramble. Fridays I am on my own channel doing Collins on the Rocks. We are doing our happy hour series right now, so come check that out. There's no episode tomorrow. I'm not feeling well, and my niece is in town. Saturdays, I'm back on our local establishment doing the Mother Tucking Post Show with my co-host Jose on Air, where we're talking about all things RuPaul's Drag Race season 17. Whew, we're 17 seasons in. And then Sundays, I'm over on Fightful Overbooked, where we are talking about all things that make wrestling amazing, and they make us cry. So I'm sure I'm going to cry about something with the Royal Rumble this weekend. And speaking of
also
Royal
come
Rumble,
back here after the Royal Rumble. for the post show. Yeah.
There's a post show. Hey, hello. Put on that notification bell, like, share, subscribe this video, follow us on all social media so that you know when we go live for our special shows. Shout out to everyone who keeps this channel running. We love you so much, Bobby. All of our friends here. We want to say thank you so much and happy wrestling. We love you. Bye.